During the last year, the Australia-China Business Council continued to play a proactive and valuable role in building a closer and deeper relationship between Australia and China. We moved from the Year of the Rabbit to the Year of the Dragon, the Water Dragon. Last September, we celebrated the 62nd anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China.
China and Australia established diplomatic relations almost 40 years ago and can look back on an ever-increasing friendship.
Wasn't that just fantastic? Give them another warm round of applause. Thank you very much.
Across the country and in China, we held many other events during the year. In Australia, we heard from the Prime Minister, the Treasurer, the Minister for Foreign Affairs, and many other senior politicians and senior Chinese and Australian business leaders.
While two-way trade with China is now over 100 billion Australian dollars annually, it is worth remembering that in pure trade terms, China means more to us than we mean to them.
But anyone that's worried about the relationship with China had better get over it, because they're not going to go away. All you've got to do is just work out a way to deal with them. And if you're being open and frank and fair, they're fantastic partners.
Most Chinese business is between SOEs. So the government is always involved, inevitably involved. Those decisions are also not necessarily market-driven.
The ACBC has long been an advocate for the utilisation of Chinese engineering with local Australian engineering support and standards. Many projects, of course, are not economic without the greatly reduced cost of Chinese equipment. And without those projects, there is no employment, there are no tax receipts for Australia, no social infrastructure for Australia, nothing for Australia.
A lot of the investment that's come down so far really would be better if it had been partnered up with local arrangements and local knowledge.
The rise of China is without doubt the most important global strategic trend of our time, and no country is better positioned to benefit from that growth than Australia, and no state better positioned than Western Australia.
Cultural understanding is probably the most significant and single most important risk for a successful Australia-Sino relationship.
There's no doubt that over the last 30 years, and particularly the last 10 years, Chinese SOEs have become far more commercial. It seems to me that in many of the instances, China's skill set is basically low-cost capital and the market.
The Honourable Dr Craig Emerson, Australia's Minister for Trade, launched our third annual survey of the benefits to Australian households from trade and investment with China. The launch was broadcast live on national television.
The fact that the Australia-China Business Council has felt it necessary to prepare a report titled How China Trade Benefits Australian Households is testament to ongoing scepticism within some sections of the community and political circles about the wisdom of the Australia-China relationship.
We were honoured to host the visit of Commerce Minister Chen Deming and Yang Wang, the powerful party secretary of the Guangdong Committee. For the first time in our history, our national board met in China and received briefings in country from senior Chinese government officials, as well as from Francis Adamson and several senior Australian consular officials. We continued to lead the way in leading public discussions about Australia's relationship with our largest trading partner with the launch of the AustraliaChina Quarterly. This year saw the second annual Yuyi Games basketball series between the Australian Boomers and Team China. Yuyi is the Chinese word for friendship. This high-quality and spirited contest saw the two national teams clash across three great games held in Perth and Albany. We spoke regularly with Australian media in order to bring balance to the media debate around Chinese trade and investment with Australia. For the first time, we saw the media debate increasingly focus on areas beyond resources, with agribusiness and the issue of food security becoming a topical issue.
I am of the view that the whole debate about Chinese participation in our agricultural sector needs to be reframed. We need to guide them on how best to invest in our agricultural sector and what are our priority areas for investment that we want.
We launched the official premiere of the movie 33 Postcards, a heartwarming feature film co-production between Australia and China. We welcomed the Year of the Dragon with another fabulous evening of celebration.
China's rapid economic growth over the last 3 decades did not happen by accident. It was the product of considered Chinese statecraft.
It's great to be here tonight at another fantastic ACBC event.
Just imagine tonight we have got an opportunity to talk to about 800 people about China.
Always found the ACBC events exceptional for building up the contacts.
The ACBC allows an incredible exchange of ideas and work between Australia and China.
Our success this year once again reflected the dedication and hard work of our Executive Committee and the invaluable support of our sponsors. Thank you again to all our sponsors.